Final Fantasy has been released on no fewer than 8 different systems, which kind of indicates a little bit of a problem somewhere, you would think, especially given that most of them end up being the exact same blasted thing over and over and over. But I suppose if it makes the money, it does kind of work, but it gets a little bit tiring. You'd think if maybe they're either adding or significantly changing something. It's like going from, say, the NES to the Game Boy Advance. That was pretty useful, actually, because, I mean, all of a sudden it was portable. But then you had the PlayStation portable version as well, and what was the point of that? It was pretty much the exact same thing as the Game Boy Advance, a little bit higher resolution, a couple more things, but just, again, the same thing. Like, I can understand trying to bring it out for all the people who never really played it before, but we can only do this so much. We used to get a Final Fantasy game every 2 or 3 years, and it seems to have slowed down of late a little bit. Then again, I also extremely disagree with the idea of having online, MMO RPGs being counted as part of the Final Fantasy numbering scheme. But then again, I've been known to be rather vocal about stuff in general, so I don't think we need to go there.
Probably not. What about you?
Well, I'd like to...
Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to pick up on what you were saying about it being the same game released on several systems. I mean, I've kind of felt that way about actually the different games in the series to some extent. I mean, I started off with 7, I played that was great fun, then I played 6, which is fantastic. But by the time I'd played a few of the different games, I started to feel like, well, somebody's going to be somebody's brother or mother or aunt or orphanage parent, and they're going to turn out to be evil when you thought they were good, and it felt like, as far as I was getting with it, there needed to be freshen it up a little bit, if you know what I mean, both story-wise and gameplay-wise. Although I have to confess, 9 is actually the latest numbered game I've played, because I started off playing 10, and I don't know how much any of you know about the UK version of it, but it was just incredibly poorly done. It was slow, it was bordered horribly, and it just was... I'd spent an hour walking in a straight line and pressing the confirm button, and I didn't really feel like going any further with that.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
told it does get more.
Oh, boy. Well, let's go back... go ahead.
I actually just played 10, which is the latest numbered game that I've played as well. I played that, finished it last summer, and since then I have tried to convince Tittles that it actually is worth going on through. It is a pleasing game, but, to each his own is what I say. I am mainly indifferent to virtually anybody's opinion. Everybody's entitled to what they think is good, what they think is bad. The games still make money. They're still going to keep coming. The remakes are going to keep coming. They're going to spin 12 more stories out of Final Fantasy VII. We all see it coming. We'll all take what we prefer to take out of it, and we'll leave the rest to somebody else. C'est la vie.
Interesting. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for being on my show this evening. Thank you, Mr. 5-1.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tittles.
Thank you, a pleasure.
And Mr. Nightshade.
Always a pleasure.
And Mr. Cyan.
Yay.
Yay?
Not as this is the first time this show actually gets serious when I'm around.
Yeah. Actually,
I lost all levity as of about 2003, so since then I've been just a shriveled husk.
Aw, poor guy. Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen, and good night.
Good night.
See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
Bye.
All right.